If you lived in Los Angeles long enough, you will know the name of Hotel Cecil. There have been at least 16 deaths at this hotel resulting from non-natural causes as a result of suicide, accident, or murder. People named this hotel as the deadliest hotel in Los Angeles, and it had been closed for a major renovation since 2016 and is projected to reopen in late 2021. Hello everyone, let's investigate here. Today we will be talking about a bizarre death that took place in Hotel Cecil in 2013. The death of Elisa Lam. This case happened in Los Angeles back in 2013. A bizarre death of an Asian Canadian girl in a hotel has shocked the world. Her name is Elisa Lam. Elisa was born in 1991 in Canada and was a second generation from Hong Kong. Her parents both worked in a local restaurant. She attended the University of British Columbia and majored in psychology. All of her friends described Elisa as a very optimistic person and was always very kind to other people. Unfortunately, this young girl lost her life on a solo trip to the US. So what happened to Elisa? Let's rewind the time back to January 2013. During this time, it was wintertime in Canada. Elisa decided to go on a solo trip to the US to temporarily escape the cold weather and enjoy the Cali sunshine. Her parents strongly opposed this idea, since it was Elisa's first time going to the States and she was even going alone. But Elisa insisted, and her parents finally decided to let her go, but only under one condition, which is to video chat her parents each night. Elisa took the bus and went south from Vancouver, and her first stop was San Diego. She took a lot of pictures and posted on her social media. It seems like Elisa is having a really good time. On January 26, she arrived in Los Angeles and checked in at Hotel Cecil, a total of 14 floors with over 600 rooms. Due to the location of the hotel, which is right in the center of Los Angeles City, the hotel mainly had people who were there for business trips, but slowly, this location became the residence and hangout spots of gangsters and criminals. There was an infamous murder case that happened here in 1947, the Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short was murdered and dismembered, and Hotel Cecil was where she was last seen. There were also a lot of people who committed suicide and jumped off of hotel. The locals even named the hotel Death Hotel. Due to its cheap and affordable price, Elisa chose the hotel and lived with a stranger on the 5th floor in a shared room. But her roommate complained that Elisa had odd behaviors at night, so the roommate requested a room change. 2 days later, Elisa was moved to a single room on the 14th floor. Elisa would call her parents every night at the hotel before she went to bed. However, on January 31st, her parents did not receive a call from Elisa. Elisa was supposed to check out from the hotel and had to send a cruise on this day. But all of a sudden, she disappeared. Her parents were dead anxious, and their intuition told them that something bad had happened to Elisa. The parents contacted LAPD and flew to Los Angeles to help on the search of their daughter. LAPD immediately sent a couple of officers to Hotel Cecil and searched Elisa's room, but they found nothing. They went around the hotel and found the last bookstore, where the store manager, Katie Orphan, told the police that she remembered a college student buying books and music for her family back in Vancouver. On February 6, a week after the disappearance of Elisa, LAPD decided to print out flyers about the missing girl, so this case would get more exposure to the public, and maybe someone can provide any useful information. After a week, the police released surveillance footage from the hotel's elevator, and it was this 4-minute clip that took the world by storm. Let's go ahead and watch this clip. I remember when I was watching it back in 2013 with my college roommates. All of us felt really uncomfortable while watching it. The police stated that the date of the clip was February 1st, As you can see, after Elisa entered the elevator, she bowed down to the elevator buttons and pressed every single floor from the top to the bottom. The elevator was about to close, but then quickly opened again. Later, Elisa stayed in the corner for a bit before doing this bizarre behavior. She quickly turned left and right to scout the outside of the elevator, almost like she was hiding from someone. And the weird thing was, the elevator door remained open this entire time. Elisa then hit herself in a blind spot. Then she slowly walked out of the elevator. And here, she did a series of uncanny gestures. She opened her arm, waving them up and down, and then she started to twist her fingers. After 15 seconds, she disappeared from the sight, and the elevator door finally closed. This clip went viral and was shared by multiple mainstream media, and quickly, the entire world knew about the missing Elisa. The footage was so unreal and weird that you will only see it in a horror movie. Was she hiding from someone else? Maybe the person was outside the elevator pressing the button, and that's why the elevator door did not close. Overnight, people around the world were trying to understand her series of odd behaviors. The police were desperate to find Elisa, so they could have her explain this video clip. After seeing this clip, Elisa's best friend stated that this does not look like Elisa at all. She did not behave this strangely back in Vancouver. He suspected that Elisa was drugged, otherwise she wouldn't behave this way. Another friend received a postcard from Elisa. As you can see, she mentioned that something was creeping her out. This definitely added another layer of strangeness to the case. On February 19th, a customer notified the front desk that the water wasn't coming out from the sink, and the water smelled really awful. So the hotel sent a couple of workers to the rooftop to check on the water tower. When they opened the lid on the top, they were shocked by what they saw inside. They saw a corpse floating in the water tower. The hotel called 911 right away, and after the police arrived, it quickly came to their attention that the corpse was facing downward, but the legs were facing upward. The body was twisted in a weird way. It was almost impossible to take out the corpse, since it was all the way at the bottom. So they cut open the tower from the side to be able to take it out. And to no one's surprise, it was the missing Elisa Lam. On February 21st, the initial autopsy report stated the cause of the death was from accidental drowning, and the date of the death was February 1st. So from February 1st to February 19th, the entire hotel was using the water with the corpse soaked in it. The full autopsy report did not come out until June, and it indicated that there were a lot of drugs left inside the body. Most of the drugs were used to treat bipolar disorder and depression. The police closed the case with the death caused by accidental drowning. Of course, no one can accept that. There were too many unexplained clues that were presented to the public. First, the timestamps on the video footage were purposely blurred out by the police. Some professional videographers somehow restored the original timestamps and noticed that the video was edited, and some parts were slowed down as well. And why did the police do this? This made them extremely suspicious. Were they trying to hide something? Second, Elisa's body was found on the top of the building. It was almost impossible to reach the rooftop, since one entrance would trigger the alarm upon opening the door. Another entrance required the key to open the door. So how did Elisa get to the top? Did someone with the key help her open the door? Third, the water tower was about 3 meters tall, and there was a ladder right next to the tower, so we can assume Elisa used the ladder to climb up to the tower. Now, here is the weird part. It is hard to open the lid for the water tower, as it was pretty heavy. How did Elisa manage to open the lid by herself? Let's say somehow she did, and jumped in the water tower. Then who closed the lid? Fourth, the autopsy report. Since the report is published to the public, some experts found out a couple of suspicious points in the report. The report did not mention anything about rape. but only stated that there were blood accumulation under the skin around the genital area. Usually, this is caused by rape, but could also happen during the swelling of the corpse. In this page, on June 15th, the forensics determined that it was an accident, but on June 18th, they changed it to could not be determined. With all the evidence and clues presented, not a chance that I would say it was an accident. How come forensics marked it as an accident in the first place? However, the LAPD still closed the case as accidental drowning, and a lot of people could not believe this result. They think Elisa was definitely murdered. So, what is your take? Did Elisa accidentally drown? Or did someone murder her and dump her body in the water tower? It had been 7 years since the bizarre death of Elisa. Until this day, the police still concluded the case as an accident. Elisa's parents were heartbroken when they discovered the news about their daughter. What happened to Elisa was every parent's worst nightmare. First knowing that your daughter went missing, and later to discover that she had passed away. Traveling to a new country for the first time is definitely exciting, but maybe it is best to go with 1 or 2 other people. So what really happened to Elisa? Did she accidentally fall into the water tower and drowned? Or was she murdered by someone else, and that person is still out there living a normal life, where Elisa's family and friends had to grieve for the rest of their lives?